Oh, there's a little kitten. So this morning the boys have gone to get a haircut. Kev noticed that there was like a barber's around here. And he went to speak to him a couple of days ago and he said that he has space this morning. So he has gone to do that with Harry. I usually cut their hair myself, but there's nowhere to really sweep the hair up, and I don't want to make a mess in an Airbnb where I don't have like a hoover or a dustpan and brush that's easy and accessible. It's just not the kind of place to go and cut hair in. So I'm just here alone with the two little ones, and today I just wanted to kind of open up and be a little bit emotional with you guys for a minute. This isn't gonna kind of taint the whole vlog, don't worry. I just wanted to kind of jump on here and say that it's been really difficult for me, I think, at the moment, just kind of settling in and getting used to everything. Things just haven't been as easy as I wanted them to be, but they also haven't been really that hard. I'm just in a mind space right now where things have been really difficult for me to kind of get through. Like, I'm homesick, but I don't know what I'm homesick about. And I love it here and it's so fun, but I'm also not enjoying it. It's just a very odd mix of emotions, and I can really feel myself going through it quite quickly, back and forth. Like, 1 hour I'll be fine and the next I'm not. And I don't know whether this is just a kind of thing that people go through when they change their lives or they make big decisions about what they're going to do, or whether this is just a personal experience that I'm going through. But I just figured to tell you that this isn't really something that's very openly talked about. When people make such big decisions to kind of change what they're doing or break away from, you know, what people normally do, or although traveling and being a traveling family isn't exactly abnormal anymore, lots of people are doing it, but there's no one really kind of mentioning what it really feels like to kind of break away and know what you're doing all the time and expect to always do things and film it and have loads of experiences, but at the same time you've also got to live. And I'm finding that kind of balance really difficult, to kind of get all those moments in for YouTube, but also to kind of take care of myself and my family and give us breaks and days where we don't have to be on all the time.
No, it's not.
Shh, thank you. You look lovely. I'll do your straps in a minute because they're a bit loose. But I just wanted to kind of mention that whilst they're getting their hair cut and probably having a really good time, I'm kind of just sitting here a bit bummed, for no real reason other than I'm finding it a little bit difficult. The food is a little bit difficult for me to kind of get into. We found some nice places, but we've also found some like not so great places, which would happen anywhere. I'm not expecting to always have great food, but I'm really struggling with that. I miss a lot of English food. I miss a lot of the things that were easier. I miss having a car, things like that. And in this apartment here, we don't have a fridge or an oven or anything, so we can't cook for ourselves, which has also been really difficult. So when we come home, there's nothing to do because this isn't our place. So other than kind of tidying for our stuff, you kind of lose a purpose, and your only purpose is to go out and have fun all the time. And to me, it's not kind of, I don't know, it's not working. It's just not realistic. So I'm in a bit of a weird funk, and it's been a few days now that I've been in this weird funk. I'd say like 2-3 days. I'm hoping it will like pass and things will be clearer and easier to live through. But at the moment, I just wanted to kind of be very honest and kind of raw about actually making these huge transitions. I don't think it's as easy as people make it out to be, and I didn't want to kind of come on here and paint it as an amazing experience constantly 100% of the time, because it's not going to be, and that wouldn't be true to our channel or ourselves. So me coming on here and being honest about my feelings is going to be a big part of this transition, and it should be documented and people should know about it. That if you are, you know, a not confident person, or you're not very brave, or you don't know what you're doing half the time, or you don't know if it's right, or you don't know what you want in your life, and you're still like, you know, you're 30 like I am, and I still don't know, and you're missing things, but you also are embracing other things. It's a lot to kind of take in as one person and handle. And because we have nobody here with us, it's just us two, me and Kev. Obviously, we don't really talk about these things with the kids because it's not something I want to put on them. But we've only got ourselves, and it's not been very easy to reach out and talk to others. Yeah, and that's just my kind of thought of the day, my kind of little intro to this whole video. I don't know whether Kev's getting clips of him getting a haircut. I hope he is, but if he's not, then we'll show him after he has his haircut and he can kind of talk through the experience. But yeah, that's all I've got to kind of say for now. And we'll see what we're going to do today. I don't know if there's going to be storms. I don't know. It's a bit of a late start for us today. They went to get their haircut at 10 and it's now midday. And they said at midday there would be thunderstorms. So kind of see which way the weather goes and make a decision from there. This whole week I think is going to be pretty much the same now. We've got a good few days at the beginning, and then now we've started to get a lot more rain coming in, which is fine. We're in rainy season. It's not like we didn't expect it, but it makes a massive difference in what we can and cannot do because we're so high up, the clouds come right down, and it's not like a little bit of rain, you get pelted. So we'll see what happens. But I hope that what I said makes some sense, and I hope this hasn't brought anybody down, and it's not a reflection on the country or where we are at all. The people have been so amazing. I've never met so many amazing people. Wherever we go, we strike conversations up. Most taxi drivers we talk to, it's just been such a wonderful experience. It's just, there's a part of me still holding on to what was, and I haven't quite managed to be able to let go of that yet. So I'm kind of living in a dual situation, and that's what's hard, I think. But yeah, we'll see how today goes, and I'll catch you in a while. So Kev got a swanky new haircut. Do you want to flick it around, show it about? It's very short on the sides, but it looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm really impressed. And cheers to Dan, the barber.
How much was yours?
Both mine and Harry's were 150 pesos each, so 300.
Yeah, that's really good.
It is really good. And it took, what, 2.5 hours?
Yeah, for both of you, but you have a lot of hair.
And they cut it and then wash your hair after. So normally in England they wash it first, then cut it, and you got all itchy back.
Yeah.
Where all the bits. So they wash all that way. So that's nice.
This is Harry's hairdo, looking slick.
Short.
Very short again, but it will last, and also it's nice and cool, I can imagine, in this weather.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
He sprayed it a lot.
Well, it's good. It looks good.
Yeah, and he used a cone.
Yeah.
And then he did that out with the cone and pinched it with his head and then cut it. And then pinched it with the cone and then...
Yeah, that's how you cut hair.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's how you cut it. It looks
and
good.
then he washed it, which was really nice.
So, as you can see from the footage, we were going to film our day. I know I started on a little bit negative, but the boys came back from their haircuts and they really liked it, and apparently the barber, Dan, was really nice, so it was really, really good. So because it was quite late, by then it was like 12:30, and then by the time we decided what we wanted to do, it got to like 1ish, 1:30. We weren't sure about when the storm was coming in. It was meant to be midday, but actually the sun came out, so we decided to just walk down to Burnham Park, and alongside Burnham Park there's like a kid park. And we were going to do like a little bit of footage about how we're doing and what's been going on, and then we kind of ran into a few situations that kind of threw us a little bit. So I stopped recording and didn't end up taking any footage anymore because I think our main priority was just to kind of get out of that situation. So basically we were sitting at the park and the kids were playing, and I was on a bench on my own whilst Kev was pushing the kids on the swings, and I was approached by a young man. I want to say he was probably around like 17, 18 the most, would you say?
I guess.
Yeah. And from the kind of beginning of our conversation, I think I realised he was, I don't know how to say this in a kind way, but he was maybe like on the spectrum. I got the sense that he was like maybe autistic, something like that. And I'm not trying to be horrible in any way. It's just the feeling I got from it. It didn't seem like he was aware of what he was like saying and doing at the time. And he came and kind of spoke to me very abruptly, and I kind of took it on and was as polite as I could have been. He was asking me where I'm from and what I'm doing here. And then it started getting a little bit strange because he started to ask me when I'm leaving, why am I here? He asked if my husband was Indian, and then he asked if he was gay. And then he went over to Kev and the kids, and I hadn't mentioned that I was with Kev and the kids. We weren't like sitting near each other, so it didn't look like we were together, and I wasn't about to turn his attention to my, like, the most vulnerable part of me would be my kids. I wouldn't want anybody to kind of realise that, so I was keeping kind of his attention on me. But I think he'd already seen us before he came over and knew that they were my kids. So he went over to Kev and the kids and kind of just stood there and watched. I think he said a few things to Kev, but I don't think he knew what he was saying. It was very difficult to make out. And he just stood there for a very long time right in front of them, and they're trying to be on the swings. And it's just it got a little bit uncomfortable, and he kept coming back and asking me like about foreigners and why am I here. And I guess I just felt like I didn't have the right to be there. Like we weren't supposed to be there. Like it got really uncomfortable very quickly. And he started to kind of follow us a little bit. And he was standing really close to the children and trying to push the swings as well. And I understand and embrace the fact that I think he had special needs, or that he was potentially on the spectrum. And I was trying to just be very calm and patient with him, and understood that maybe he wasn't understanding things or identifying us very well. But it just reminded us of that we kind of, I don't know, that we were in a foreign country. It kind of all came crumbling down a little bit for us and made us very self-conscious about being there at that time. Not only that, but when he finally left and we kind of moved away, the kids went on the seesaw, and this little kid came over, like hit Elowen in the face, tried to push Harry off, and then there was a few men around there as well, and I don't know whether that was their kid or whether they were just watching us, but they didn't take their eyes off us once. And it wasn't like a kind vibe, it was it was quite scary. So we took our kids away and we just walked out the park, because I think we just had one too many incidents that were just too uncomfortable and made us feel like we were standing out like sore thumbs. And I feel like when you're standing out like a sore thumb, you're gonna get all that attention, and it's very difficult sometimes to kind of take that on. And then I think we just kind of ran back home pretty much. We stopped off at a Jollibee's, which is literally just 10 minutes up the road, and we were enjoying our lunch and just eating and kind of calming down and coming down from that experience. And then like towards the end part of our meal, a few guys came in, like young kind of college kids, and they were sitting together with friends. And then when their friends went to order, they started recording us with their phones. And I know it's difficult to tell, like the Filipinos, they love their phones, they love photographs, they love photo shoots. We see it all the time. Every day we see someone taking a photo of someone. But it was really obvious it was us, and one of the guys did not stop looking at me, and it was the whole time I was eating, and it just got a little bit like, I know we're the odd ones out and I know we're the only white people here, but it was just a little bit, there's a point, I think, when the staring and the looking at you all the time and constantly looking at you no matter what you're doing, secretly recording you, secretly taking photos. I don't mind people taking photos. I think my Britishness would like people to ask or to just kind of let me know that that's what they're doing, because those photos could go anywhere, that footage could go anywhere. I don't know where it's going. I don't know what people are doing with it. And if it was just me and Kev, we've already kind of agreed, I don't think we would have cared. But we have 3 kids, and to have them recorded, I know we record them, but we kind of keep that very minimal. But to have like things recorded of us when we're not aware of it is quite scary. But I just wanted to kind of show you a bit more of a raw fail video, like trying to go out and understanding that these things do happen, and they happen probably more often than people make it out. It's not just all beaches and butts. There's a lot more to it when you come somewhere here. There's been a few times where a lot of taxi drivers and people that we stay with say that even Filipinos can't travel around their own country, and that makes you feel extremely guilty and horrible that you're almost doing something that they can't even do themselves. It's just very hard. It's very hard to kind of integrate into something when you stick out like we do.
I think it's a lot different because we all watch these YouTube videos and we see these couples and think you can do it.
Yeah.
But then we are a family and we try to see if we can do this as a family.
Yeah.
And I think, as you mentioned earlier, I think it's doable as a couple.
Yeah.
But I'm now realising how tough it is as a family because our eyes are constantly on the kids.
Yeah.
And it makes it a bit harder to just relax and take in your location, surroundings.
And just ease into it.
Yeah.
Without having to feel very watched.
Yes, I think we're more watched because of the kids, because it's so unusual for a family. Instead of you either get to a European or an American man with a Filipina.
Yeah, that's all we've seen, isn't it?
Or you get the couples.
Yeah.
You don't normally see families.
No.
So it's a good...
Not all white families, no.
So it's a big experience for us to adapt.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know whether this is just a city thing or whether we'll experience it out on the islands as well.
I think it'll be more stranger for them, for the Filipinos in the islands, for a family than it is for the city.
Because it is tough, isn't it, being watched all the time?
Yeah, it is tough because...
And I don't think they mean to do it. I just think it's...
99% are so friendly.
Yeah.
It's just you've got to always be on your guard in case, like...
You get that 1%.
Yeah. And you don't know when it's the right time to open up slightly.
Yeah.
And...
Have a chat.
Yeah.
And be casual, or whether you need to kind of just move on.
Yeah.
Because we've had a few taxi drivers where we've just had to... You've tried and it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And then we've had other ones that don't stop talking and they've given us loads of great tips and...
And those moments are the best moments I think I've had so far in the country, when you find someone who's so relaxed to talk to you.
Yeah.
You can just talk nicely.
And they've helped us so many times. Like, you've had help this whole time with things that we've not understood or with things that we haven't done right. But there's other ones very standoffish and they almost look like they really don't want you here. So it's very difficult to be... Like, I think if we were in a place where there was multiple people like us, or even a few, then it would feel a little bit less like all eyes are on us. But it does feel like all eyes are on us. I wouldn't want to be famous.
The eyes on us are a problem for myself. It's I'm more watching what's going on for the kids.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't dampen the rest of the visit around Philippines.
No, I mean, we're gonna get this, aren't we? Like once or twice. I don't think we could have come here and got off scot-free with no
No,
little
it's going to
blips
happen.
here and there, but
Yeah, it's a learning curve.
it was just a little bit scary.
Yeah.
And I also hit my knee against a pole, and that was last night. It blew up like a golf ball. You can still see it's really swollen and really bruised. So things are not going well in the Philippines for us at the moment, but we'll see. So please don't think that just because today has gone so epically wrong that is putting us off. We are still really happy to explore this beautiful country and all it has to offer. When we look at how other people feel about this country, there's nothing but positive words, and we have had really great positive experiences. But today I just think we wanted to show you that sometimes travelling doesn't go to plan and things go wrong, and it's not always plain sailing, and the realities of travelling around with children, and not just like one child but three, is really daunting. You can get a big headache just watching them all day long, especially in the cities. So I think we're going to be really excited to move on to an island and hopefully have a little bit of a more relaxed experience and get away from the cities a little bit, which would be nice. And we'll see how we go. We're still kind of just figuring this whole thing out and working out what works for us. And we'll keep you posted, and we'll keep recording, obviously. This is our journey to kind of a new lifestyle, a new way of living, an exploring channel. We love exploring if you've watched us since day one, and we're not going to stop. But we do just want to add in those real slices of real life, because I think that's really important for everybody to see that things don't always go the way you want them to. So I hope you stick around and check out some of our other videos. We are usually really happy, and we love going around and exploring this amazing country. It's been such a pleasure already to get to know some of the people and the food and everything that has to do with this country. So yeah, this is just a blip, and hopefully we'll move forward. But thank you so much for watching, and we will check you in the next video. Thank you, and have a good day, hopefully. Hopefully better than ours. So see you later, guys. Bye!